welcome to the Chino Valley Area Chamber of Commerce podcast. And this is the unnamed podcast. We've gone on for, I want to say a year or over a year, 2 years now with no name to this podcast. So if anyone out there has a good name for the Chino Valley Area Chamber of Commerce podcast, please let me know. I am your host, Lorette Brashear, and I'm here with Bryan Sebring. Hey, Bryan, how are you doing?
Good. You know, the best things in life need no introduction and need no explanation.
Need no explanation or no. Yeah, you know, it's so funny. We just don't have a name. You know, some podcasts have really awesome names like the Black whatever, or, you know, all kinds of fun names. I have nothing.
And that's okay.
It's like, I wanted to call it like, you know, something super fun, but no. Well, anyway, Bryan, we're here at Findlay Subaru today. And what do you think of all the trees out here?
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. It's crazy to see all this stuff. And especially with the Festival of Trees that is going to be happening next week. It'll start happening November 13th. And I'm so excited to have been doing a podcast here because it allows all of us to kind of come in and get a sneak peek, you know, of all these nice Christmas trees. I was looking behind me and I'm like, gosh, you know, these are nice. So anyway, Bryan, there's a lot that you do in general. You have your own insurance agency.
Mm-hmm. I do.
And what is it called?
It's just Bryan Sebring Insurance.
So needs no introduction. No big names. No, the big one. Yes. So I love it. So it's Bryan Sebring Insurance Agency. And you do different, insurances.
I started off specializing in life and helping people plan for like retirement and different things, planning for estates. And the need opened up to do more property and casualty and business insurance. And so I was licensed to do that. And I said, you know what, let's go ahead and do this.
Right. And so how's the insurance agency? I mean, like, what is it looking like right now? Are insurance rates, you know, going up? Are they high? I mean, with 2020, what's the trend that's kind of happening right now?
Well, we kind of all saw the insurance rates drop a little bit with people not driving and that sort of stuff.
That would make sense.
In terms of like life insurance and they're kind of dropping a little bit, but it kind of depends on health conditions and that sort of thing. We're kind of seeing this trickle back into, you know, we're still at a discount, but we all know what happened with, you know, riots and all that stuff. So I have a feeling it's going to level out, but we're still kind of in that discount phase. So
great. And so when is a perfect time for you to even anyone to consider getting life insurance?
That's a really big question.
Yeah.
Life insurance kind of protects your family when your family doesn't have the money that they need, like for the unexpected. So like, a lot of term policies are written when parents have kids, when they're in that phase of, you know, I have kids and if something happens to me, my kids are not going to be taken care of. A lot of seniors do a lot of final expense policies because they don't have the money to, you know, for their family to bury them. That's another aspect. The new kind of life insurance trend that we're seeing is we're seeing people using life insurance to help fund their retirement. And you can use it in that manner because a lot of these IRA funds and stuff have like a $6,000 annual cap. Whereas if you fund a life insurance policy, there is no cap on that.
Cap on it.
So...
yeah, definitely. I just recently purchased a life insurance policy for my daughter. And it was just, you know, it's kind of just something I just wanted to do. Even though she's 4 years old right now, I just felt like it might have been, you know, the great opportunity. And what I really like about it is it'll eventually turn over to a whole life insurance policy by the time she reaches 22. So I think it's really, you know, one of those things I never really thought of so much. And now I'm like, oh yeah, well, maybe.
And it's not really a cookie cutter thing. Everyone says, oh, you have to get this and you have to get this. And it's kind of you really need, from my perspective, to be an advisor and to help families kind of wiggle their way through the puzzle because there's no one size fits all for this.
Well, and insurance is in general just is very complicated. I can look at my insurance policy and tell you I have no idea what the heck half of it means. Do I have good, coverage even for my autos? Do I have good coverage, on my house? Anything like that. And so it is a little bit, I think when everybody, looks at the policies or goes, you're not really sure what you have. And it's just the education component of it.
Well, and Governor Ducey in the middle of the year raised our state minimums as well, which, we haven't had a state minimum insurance raise in like 20 years.
Right, because it used to be 15, 30, 10. And what is it now?
It's 25, 50, and 25 for property damage is the...
Gotcha. So, and can you explain a little bit about that? It's I know that if it's...
Your first part is for bodily injury. Like
Okay,
if you
gotcha.
get into an accident, your $25,000 of that, if you have the minimum, you could have higher amounts, is going to go to help pay for, injuries within the accident for whoever gets hit. So like if you're hitting somebody or somebody's hitting you, that coverage is going to go towards hospital bills, medical stuff, if there are injuries. The next part is the 50,000, which is like kind of an encompassing limit. So like if there's multiple injuries, there can only be that second limit per accident.
Gotcha.
So like if you have 3 people that are all injured, they're going to split 50,000 individually. Like they're each going to get a portion of that or a third of that 50,000. And that last number, the 25, is for property damage. So like if you hit somebody's fence or somebody else's car.
Stop sign.
Yep. That third limit is for property.
Gotcha.
But there's also another part that a lot of people don't talk about, which is underinsured and uninsured motorists. And it's not required coverage, but if you don't take that coverage, you have to sign a waiver. But it really protects somebody hitting you.
If they're not insured.
Or like if they carry the state minimum and your injuries go beyond that, it's going to protect you.
So that's a really good, thing to know about too. And so you're also very involved too in the Chino Valley Area Chamber of Commerce. And one of the things is you are one of our newest board members.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be a part of the board in Chino. And I see a lot of good things coming from just, you, Lorette, and the stuff that we're putting together. I see a great future for Chino Valley. And
well, Chino Valley, like we were talking with Leah, it's growing so much, and it just keeps growing. And I think it's so exciting because you're the one that started our ambassador program. So I really love that. So anybody that wants to be an ambassador, they can contact you. And it's a really great team that we've got going on so far. I know it's been a little bit difficult to meet and, going through all that. But
2020 has changed a lot of stuff.
Definitely. It's made in-person meeting a little bit difficult. But when do the ambassadors meet?
Generally, we've been meeting on Wednesdays lately, but it kind of varies between Wednesday and Thursday. Usually the time is about 4:45 in the afternoon, and it's usually the first week of the month.
First week of the month. So anyone that's interested in being a chamber ambassador, they can contact you. And really the functions of a chamber ambassador is, I will like to call you guys the face of the chamber, the welcome committee, because when we have a new member that just joins the chamber, it's really great that you're there to help this new member along this process, get a chance to get to know everyone without feeling weird, intimidating. Because sometimes when you walk into a room and you're not sure, don't know anyone, it's really hard to put yourself out there and say, hi, I'm so-and-so, and so by having that chamber ambassador, it really helps, break the ice, and it really helps them, feel more comfortable in any of the activities that they get involved with at the Chino Valley Chamber.
Yep. And, the chamber for a long time has been a staple or a business kind of pivot for a lot of businesses to get involved in their communities and whatnot. And we're kind of seeing that going away. And, we want to make the chamber stronger than before. We want to bring in opportunities that kind of didn't exist. And we want to help share with people that the chamber is still an active part of the business community.
It is. We are still very active, and we're really creative over in Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce. I think that's what I love about the board members there. My bosses, they allow me the opportunity to just be creative, and try new things. And if we fail, well, then we just know not to try it again. But knock on wood, we haven't failed yet. So we just kind of keep going out there and experimenting and just really listening to see what people in our area want and what they're looking for, and especially businesses in our area. And so as a board member, I'm excited to have you on. Do you have what are your fun things that anything you want to change, anything that you want to help with?
I think we're really good in a lot of areas, but I want to continue to be good in those areas. You know, I want to make sure that we are meeting expectations and that, we're just as a whole keep our integrity and, are still doing things the right way. And, if we don't have the leadership to do that, then there's a chance that, it could all fall apart. And I don't want that ever to happen.
Absolutely. And, especially too, we, during this whole COVID, we actually still continue to meet. We still have our luncheons, oddly enough. But Chino Valley, we're blessed in the sense that we have land and space. And so we were able to meet in the backyard of the chamber, and we were just able to be really creative and find different outside venues to meet. And everyone, it was BYOC, bring your own chair. And we did box lunches. We did all kinds of fun stuff, pop-ups and tents. And it turned out to be really fun. And so I really am excited that during this whole process, we were still able to continue offering different programs and events for, everybody.
That is the beauty of country living.
Yes, the beauty of country living. We've got so many different events coming up too. I know that this holiday season, we are still going to continue doing some of our events. The Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce has always, in the past, we've always done, it's called Chino Valley's Hometown Christmas. And we kind of tweaked it a little bit, and we're going to continue to do that this year. It's kind of been brought back by popular demand, if you want to say. We have a lot of vendors in the area, especially now that have been really hit by COVID, and can't sell their arts and crafts and can't sell their supplies. And a lot of people in our area want to buy those unique gifts and really do something nice, for their families during Christmas time. So one of the things that we've been getting a lot of calls, hey, are you bringing this back? What's going on? And I have to say, we've been working on this event for 3 months in a sense that it has taken me that long to find a location. And that long to put it all together. So as of yesterday, I'm proud to announce we came up with the event and we were able to put it together. So instead of Chino Valley Hometown Christmas, we are calling it Jingle Bash and Hometown Market. And that's going to be held at Grace Church. So I'm really excited about that. So we're going to use their whole back area. We're going to fill that with some vendors. We will practice social distancing, and the vendors will be wearing masks. And so I just think it's a really great opportunity to kind of bring that hometown feel back into Chino Valley and to be able to help our local businesses and help them out during this time.
Definitely. I think people need a lot of cheer right now to kind of get through some of the stuff that we've been having this year.
And it is kind of surprising because I kind of thought, we had done away a little bit with this event, and I didn't realize how it was missed. I'm telling the volumes of phone calls and the people calling. And so now I'm proud to announce we are bringing it back. So we will be doing this. The date for this is going, and actually here's a new twist. Usually it's just been one day and the vendors come and then we tear down. It is a 2-day. Yep. A 2-day event. So we will be doing this at Grace Church. So anyone that's interested in being a vendor and selling, during this time, we've all taken up knitting and crocheting, and not me, some sort of arts and crafts kind of activities. Some of you guys out there know what I'm talking about and have tons of arts and crafts going on, have your garage filled with this stuff. This is the opportunity to come out and sell your goods. To be a vendor, it is $35 to be a vendor. I said it's going to be at Grace Church. And the time is going to be from 9 a.m. to 3. And what we're going to be doing with this whole thing is you come out, we'll have limited spots on vendors. So, first come, first serve. Come to the Chino Valley Area Chamber of Commerce, write out your check for $35, and we'll get you a vendor spot. Along with that, the weekend that this is going to take place is December 11th and 12th. That is December 11th and 12th. 2-day, like I said, a 2-day weekend. So we're really excited. This is totally different. So we are kind of expanding that and bringing something new to our area. New old, I guess vintage, we should call it, with a little bit of, an extra day on that.
Yeah. Well, and $35 for the vendor, I think, is a great price too.
Absolutely. And so we are teaming up with those purple shirt ladies out there to be helping us. They're going to be helping us coordinate this event too. So it's going to be a really great thing. And we love those purple shirt ladies out there. You know who I'm talking about.
They do a lot of stuff. It's great.
They do. They help out a lot with luncheons, and they help out with everything. So I thank you guys so much, the Chino Valley Lionesses. So, Bryan, any other thing that you'd like to bring up?
I don't think so.
Well, thank you so much for being on my podcast today. I really appreciate it, Bryan Sebring. And we'll talk to you all next time.